This is an update on last night from when I was stumped, like why the gold lead is actually thrown more often in Master and Challenger. And so I had the idea to, instead of just measuring the times when the gold lead is thrown, which is like if a team is up gold, then down gold, then up gold, then down gold, that's three throws. Instead of looking at the gold lead itself, look at the change in the gold lead. And so what that means is if it's 10K to 13K, then the next minute it's like 12K to 14K. Even though the team with 14K still has a gold lead, it actually shrank 1K from 3K to 2K. And the interval it's over is in minutes because that's what the API provides for gold on the timeline. And so instead of looking at what the gold lead is from minute to minute, we're looking at how the gold lead is changing. And the question is, how many times are teams, if their gold delta like increases 1 minute, how many times does it decrease in the next minute? And obviously, it looks like that's way less common in Challenger, but something to remember is game times are shorter, which doesn't necessarily completely discredit this, right? Like, it could be that the game times are shorter because the changes in gold lead from minute to minute aren't, all over the place like they are in other ELOs. But I think to get a good idea of this, we have to divide it by the average game time, right? Because that way we have the number of minutes where the change in gold was different from the previous minutes change in gold divided by the number of minutes. So what's left is the chance in a given minute that a team whose gold lead increased last minute decreased this minute. And looking at this, it's lower in Master and Challenger. Or, we can also flip it to show the chance that a team whose gold lead increased last minute continued to increase this minute. And so for that, it's higher in Master and Challenger. And for all ELOs, it's above zero point 0.5, which is 50%. So, there's not like things have no reason for happening in lower ELOs, but I think in higher ELOs, they happen much more consistently how they should. So, like, a big example is understanding when to back. Like, okay, we got a kill, and now we push botcha tower and back. Or, like, okay, we took a tower, and now everyone on our team just is low and needs to back, so we back. I don't know. So, like, anyway, this isn't super applicable. It's just interesting and a bit reassuring since looking at the amount of gold, it actually seemed like there were more throws in Master and Challenger, but looking at like the change in gold, it actually seems like the most consistent elo. But yeah, obviously, again, it's all pretty useless. So here's a useful tip: if you're flying on Southwest, when they ask what drink you want, you can get hot chocolate.